Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. It's me, Kyle the Tool Rambler. So recently I was gifted a whole bunch of tools, new to me, not new tools, but part of that collection of tools was this Kobalt ratchet set, because Lord knows I need more ratchet sets. And as you can see, it's pretty much complete. It's missing the 19 millimeter, which I guarantee I have in a coffee can somewhere here in the shop, and a 5-inch spark plug socket, which, once again, coffee can somewhere in the shop. That's not what this is about, though. You've seen, you know what a Kobalt socket set looks like. This is about this ratchet. This is the 22800. This one doesn't really work well. Like, man, it's just almost useless. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and see if we can save it.
You knew that was coming, didn't you?
Now, looking at it, it looks a lot like the Craftsman 44808, I think, is that one. I'll have to look it up. But it is a direct copy as far as I can tell. Maybe I can get one and show you the similarities. Sprocket, the gear, looks pretty good. The quick release seems to work okay. I don't see any problems there. These are just parts. They're not really working parts. And you can see the switch is kind of, does not like to move much. So we are going to do our best not to lose. It's the one with the little ball bearing down in there. I don't know if you can see it. But as you move the switch, the ball bearing goes down into a hole with a spring behind it, and that is what gives you that positive switching action there. So let's take this out. Try not to lose the ball bearing as we do it. Okay, so the pawl is out. There's the ball bearing, if I don't lose it. And the switch, which just like on the Craftsman ones, is plastic. So let me see if I can get that spring out of there. And that spring looks like it has seen better days. So yeah, there's a great deal of rust in here, and it is drier than a Baptist wedding in there. So I am going to probably run this through the ultrasonic cleaner. I have this little basket here for small parts, which is pretty cool. You just pop those in there. Wonder if these will fit in. That way you don't have to go fishing for them. I don't think that part's gonna fit. Maybe it will. Let's see if I can get this closed with it like that. Now I'm not even gonna risk it. I will keep that separate, and you just close that little basket there. Oh man, you gotta get it lined up with that little hole there. See, it has that hole. And then you clamp it. All right, let's go drop these in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then once that's done, we'll come back and see if we can get this thing working. Okay guys, we are back. I have removed this from the parts cleaner. Let's see how we look here. That's our anvil, gear. Do a close up. Let me see if I can get a better angle on that light. I mean, it's about as clean as it's gonna get, don't you think? I don't think it's getting any cleaner than that. All right, we've got the face plate. I mean, that's pretty dang good, if you ask me. The retainer clip. The pawl. Got the close up. Yeah, got a little bit of lint from the rag, but man, it was black before. A couple little. See if we can. It's about as clean as that is gonna get, but the teeth look good. Here's the little ball bearing. Hope I don't lose it. Yeah. And the spring. Feels good. So there is the ratchet body. I'm gonna clean that out. Get all that stuff out of there. All right, so I mean, it is so clean. Actually, it feels kind of sticky. I'm gonna oil it up once we have it put back together. So we are going to use some super lube because I believe this is, if I'm not mistaken, a 36 tooth ratchet. Yeah, it appears to be about 36. 1/4 is 9. 4 times 9 is 36. I majored in accounting, if you couldn't tell. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to put a little dab of this super lube right here, so I will have access to it. And we're going to start with the spring. We want to get the super lube on the spring because we want to get it down into that hole. And we want to make sure it's free to move, doesn't get bogged down, because that's really important piece. Now, here comes my favorite part of this entire gig. I've made my own tool. As you can see, this is just a piece of 12 gauge wire. I've stripped it, hammered it flat on an anvil, and what we're going to use it for is we're going to use it to hold this ball bearing onto that spring. Maybe I need more lube on that. We're going to hold it, if I can get it. See if I can place it on that spring without losing it. This is my least favorite part about this ratchet design. Okay, so now it's on the spring, and I'm going to depress it with this homemade tool if I can. I've got to get it to go down into the hole with the spring. Okay, then the switch has to go in before we can put the pawl in. So the switch is in. Oh, don't want to lose that ball. Almost lost it. I'm going to lose it. Get in there. See, with the lube's important to hold it on there, but it also makes it hard to keep it on there. So we're going to take our pawl, try to slide it in there and capture that ball bearing. And look at that. Did it on the first try. So now we've got that done. All right, now I'm going to take our gear, and we want to make sure we get plenty of lube on that. So this is the super lube, the same lube that is used by Snap-on and all of their ratchets. They use it in all of theirs. If you buy the kit for the Dual 80, it comes in that. But I think it's a little too thick for those, for the high tooth count ratchets, the 80 and above, or actually even 72 and above. I use something thinner. But for this 36, this is a great lubricant. And we're going to slide that back in there. And then we're going to take our faceplate, pop it on, and get the grease off of my fingers. Then we take our retaining clip, pliers, circlip pliers is what they're really called. We pop that back in there. I like it centered. I'm gonna put the super lube away until we need it again. Don't want to make a mess. All right, now the moment of truth. We flip that switch. Works that way. Works that way. Just like the Craftsman, that switch kind of floats. It's not the best switch, but it works. And guess what? I was able to find, this is a Kobalt 5/8 spark plug socket. Man, with all that lube in there, you can't even hear it. Works just fine. But not only was I able to find the spark plug socket, I was able to find a Kobalt USA made Kobalt 19mm. Now, I'm not sure if this is a USA made set. Let's check out the other pieces, but just to show you, this is a Kobalt. It does say USA 19mm. That's the one that I was missing. Kind of a mess in here. It is 12 point, just like the other ones. Fits in there perfectly. Are these USA? Yeah, so I didn't even realize it, but this is a Kobalt USA made. Actually, the shorts are yeah, even the longs say USA.
Thank you, America, and God bless you all.
The 5/8 does not. Yeah, the 5/8 says USA, and it goes right there where it says 5/8 spark. And then my ratchet. Now, like I said, after being in that evapor rust, it is really, really dry and sticky. I don't like that, so I'm going to spray some of this Bow Shield T9 on it. It's kind of a WD-40 with a wax or paraffin component in it, I believe, but it prevents rust. Man, this thing is dirty. I'll have to clean this out separately. I'm not going to subject you guys to that, but there we go. Now, I keep all sockets. I don't throw any of them away, especially if they say USA made on them.
I already won the lottery. I was born in the US of A, baby.
And I found these in the barn. You can see this part of the set that I just got. It's kind of rusty, so I'm going to probably de-rustify all of these. That one looks okay. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this and this were part of this original set and somehow got separated and ended up down here on the farm, and now we have reunited it. Yeah, I did not even notice that this is a USA made Kobalt set. I did not even know Kobalt made sets in the USA.
USA. USA.
Does the ratchet say it anywhere? If it does, I never noticed it. It's weird that the entire rest of the set would say USA, but not the ratchet. Well, anyway, that was a successful rehabilitation of the 3/8 ratchet and reunification of the lost pieces of the set. So yeah, once again, another successful video. I thank you guys for joining me, and until next time, ramble on.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Well, guys, there's a footnote. I am an idiot, as many of you have long suspected. Look right there, underneath the Kobalt, it does say USA.
USA!
I don't know if you can catch in that in the light, but there it is. So this is a full USA made Kobalt set. Pretty cool. All right, guys, ramble on.